Welcome back to another quant update. We can actually see that we are getting somewhat of reaction right now. Even with yesterday, which of course in the end brought a dump. If you followed my other updates on the channel, I made a big Bitcoin update, which brought the attention to Binance potentially selling. At least we could see the holdings, which were reduced by 94% on Bitcoin, 99% on ETH and Sol. And that was between January and Feb. So that's probably what led to this move down over the past month or so, month or two. Now that's out the way, but there was a reaction to that and saw a lot of attempted breakouts fail in the end. So the next move for Quant would be maintaining this key level of support. So this was drawn by measuring this capitulation day where it actually recovered and pumped. It closed the day out at 8%, which is quite funny because earlier it was, of course, down 17%. It held up a lot better than some coins like XRP and ETH, in fact. So at the moment, I can see Quant needs to maintain $81 to $85. I'm going to zoom out a little bit and show you how this is a key level of support. So right over here, 81 to 84, in line with 81, 85. So just confluence, essentially saying that this is ultimately a key level. It's stopping continuation lower, as we do have targets lower, as you can see, some confluence here. So by losing $81, it would technically start a move down into this zone, 60 to 70. But this is avoidable. Now, in the past few updates, I made you all aware of key levels of resistances up ahead. 96, and you can see 110. So this is all resistance. Quant could pump into there, as we also see the moving averages, then lower high and roll over into this zone. That is the risk at the moment. So I'm going to keep mentioning this, even if today, tomorrow, you see Quant pumping, because it's going to pull and suck everyone back in. And what if it does lower high and roll over and lower low and come down into this region? So I will update it as it develops. So all you guys are looking out for is $110 getting broken, breaching it right there. And there are some other Fibonacci's I can place. For the moment, we have a local low that I can work with because it has pumped up since then. It has bled back down to fill in the wick. We're currently finding support on a key level, the golden pocket. So if it can break through, regardless of if it lower highs or breaks through, this is a local low I can work with and place my fibs to look for future levels of resistances in line with what I've already marked out. And we can see over here, new level, 2 over here, 101, 112, nicely in line with our red box. It's just saying this whole entire area is where a rejection is actually meant to be expected. And we've actually now formed a death cross between the 20 and 200. The hope is that it's a lagged signal here and more calling the bottom than starting a new trend down. So Quant must reclaim this red box, flipping 96 into support and eventually 110, 112, and then targeting 140 to 156. On the break of that key level, we can see there are targets up as high as $300. You can prepare for that, but please remind yourselves that if we're not even seeing Quant breaking through 110, yes, that could be the best DCA possible if this is to reclaim 110, 112 and target here, eventually breaking through it and targeting 300. Following a path like that would be amazing, but let's not be silly. It's not going to be as simple as that. There's many resistances that it's not going to break through the first time, and it of course will reject. And it could reject at the very earliest, which would still be considered a lower high and ultimately could still lead to lower lows down to $60 to $70. Now, that would happen across the market. So that would need Bitcoin to keep dumping to lose 94, 96, 95, 94K. It would need to lose that. So if Bitcoin loses that area of 94 to 96, then you're going to see Quant losing 81. While Bitcoin is holding above 96, If Bitcoin can then get to 98k, break through 98 point, let me just get, yeah, here, break through 98.6k, Bitcoin can do that, then Quant will actually rise up and attempt to push through the moving averages. If Bitcoin gets knocked down at that point, well, then Quant will also, of course, I've been trying to make everyone aware that this can happen. I don't want it to, because that means the rest of the market will. Everything will bleed a lot more. Bitcoin will hold up the best. But yeah, it could. We're trying to avoid that, and we need to see Bitcoin and Quant pushing through 98.6 and Quant pushing through $96 at the very minimum. But it really does need to push through 110, 112 to stop any possible lower low. That would then begin a path where this all flips into support and will turn back into what we see to the left, where it will bring bounces. So we could get knocked back down, but it'll bring a bounce. Get knocked down again, doesn't matter. We'll keep bouncing and we'll keep trying until it eventually gives up, because this would then be a deviation where the longer term macro trend is reclaimed, the 200 EMA, the other moving averages all here support. And if it keeps bouncing, then after giving it the chance to continue lower, failing, flipping it bullish, then it's got the chance to flip this into support. Rejecting it at first would make sense, higher lowing before losing the 200 EMA and then heading on to $300. So if Bitcoin can sort itself out and reclaim 98.6, very exciting times. If Bitcoin fails, we're still looking for lower, guys, and that's just how it is. Potentially $20, $30 lower than now. All right, guys, I'll leave it there. For further updates, stay tuned on my Twitter, turn on the notification bell for the YouTube, like, subscribe, comment, so we can bump up the algorithm, get these videos out to more like-minded people. And if you want further content beyond that, more personal, check the Discord community. Links are down below. Also do one-to-one mentorship and have an ebook.